going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I sat in that green room and I said, Chris, I looked in the mirror. I said, Chris, don't start drinking martinis. Don't start drinking martinis. Don't start drinking martinis. I've had 6 martinis. So this show is going to be loose. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Chris, Distefano!
Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Whoa, thank you. Gramercy. Yes, welcome. Thank you so much for coming to my Speshy Weshy. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's great. It's great to be here. There's a lot of things going on out in the world, okay? It's World War III out there. Don't worry about it, okay? Out there, it's World War III. In here tonight, World War Whee! That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun. A lot of people are as we speak. People being left and right, and we're just gonna do some jokes. Listen, and my daughter, I got a daughter, she's woke, my daughter. And she asked me today, she said, Daddy, why are your teeth so yellow? I said, because I stand with the Ukraine. So I'm purposely having them yellow and my balls are blue. I stand with the Ukraine because your mother is not giving it up. And no, she is. Just not to me. Shout out Sean the contractor. Listen, the silver lining in that conflict is at least it's white people. That's the positive thing about that war. It's whites, less whites. Because, it's over for white people. It's 100%, we had a nice run. Listen, white people, we had a nice run, but baby, it's over, okay? Make no mistake, face down, done, over, never coming back. But, Hall of Fame, historically, really, a lot of good things. Also a lot of bad things. But you brush over it, But it's over. It's over for whites. And I knew that. I felt that about 7 years ago. I felt that coming. I felt the tide turning for the whites. I looked in the mirror. I said, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Chris, you are, because I am like skin-conditioned white. Like I'm supremely white. And it's just, I knew, so I had to make a decision. Because I deliberately, on purpose, both my daughters are Puerto Rican. I have, yes, Latina children. Thank you. Ooh. I have Latina kids, and again, by design. I went out to a bar 7 years ago. It's called Place to Beach. It's still there, actually. It's still there. It's in Coney Island, Brooklyn. If you Google it. Yeah, Place to Beach. Yeah, I bought my fake vaccine card there with a Mai Tai. And from Vito, he's dead of COVID. But what can you do? I met my daughter's beautiful Latina mother. Just beautiful woman she is. She really is. And I saw her dancing around, and I said, this is the one. I told my friends, I said, this is the one. If this girl's into me, this is the one I have to have a child with. She's going to save me. Because I said she needs to be a non-white woman. I need to mate with a woman who's not white, because the truth is by 2025, it's going to be illegal to have all white babies. They're not going to let it continue. You can't. Privilege. You can't. You have to be better. So that means less white. So I said, I got to stay alive, okay? I went out that night, and I met her, and she was dancing around, and she was gorgeous. And I said, wow, she looks like the one, but I need to make sure that she's not white. Because she looked like she could have been like Italian or Greek or something like that, and they look white. So I said, Lord, give me a sign. How do I know she's not white? And then she did a little spin move, and I noticed she had a tattoo in her. I said, she's Latina, ven aquí. Let's go. Vámonos. Come on. Dos hijas. I have coquito. And now we have this beautiful little Puerto Rican family. And listen, it's amazing. I stand before you today as a Latino man. That's who I am. a full Latino man because, that's my life. That's what I'm doing. And people get mad, They're like, you can't identify as Latino. I'm like, well, I do. I have a house full of Latino people right now, okay? They're making plantanos. And I didn't know what they were before. I thought somebody was frying one of their sandals. I had no idea what they were. But I enjoy them. So, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm a proud Puerto Rican. And, so when I tweet from the point of view of a Puerto Rican person. And people get mad. Unfortunately, people get upset at that. White people, they always get mad. They just, how could you say that? Because the problem is like, you can't get away with jokes like that anymore if you're white. On social media, you have to reflect. You're a bad person, Chris. You've done things. You're bad. So, but I don't feel that way. Like I said, I'm a proud Latino. And I said, look, I tweeted, I said, listen, I said, if I was President Joe Biden, the first thing I would have did is made AOC the head of the CIA because nobody looks through phones like Latina women. That's what I said. And then this guy Ryan, this dumb white piece of shit, Ryan, this guy started tweeting at me. He was like, you're racist. How could you say that? I'm like, say what? The truth? I mean, why would you have old white men in the CIA at this point? I mean, seriously, if you really cared about national security, you would have the CIA be made up 100% of Latino women, and then you get them into relationships with suspected terrorists. Let me tell you something, okay? Those terrorists would get away with cero, okay? Cero. It's not gonna happen, papi. Trust me, I know, okay? She has microphones in my shoelaces right now. She says she's not here, but I smell the adobo, and makes me nervous, and then my psoriasis flares up. Getting very itchy, Then he's got mad at me, this guy. Stupid Ryan, I think he was from Idaho. Again, a white guy, mad at that AOC tweet. Just, yelling at me. Because here's the thing. I mean, it's like society now has become this thing where it's like you can't make a mistake. It's like if you say one wrong word, that's it. You're done. It used to be for our whole lives, it was actions speak louder than words. But now it's flipped. Now it's words speak louder than actions. All of a sudden, it doesn't matter what actions you've done. If you said one word wrong, you're done. They did it to Kevin Hart. Remember a couple of years ago, Kevin Hart was going to host the Oscars, but then he had a homophobic tweet they found from 10 years ago. It's like, you think Kevin Hart is a homophobe, dude? His actions prove differently. He was the lead of the movie Jumanji. Do you know how gay you have to be? They asked me to be in the movie. I was like, I don't guzzle so I'm not going to do it. It's like they go after anybody, So this guy, Ryan was his name, and he doesn't know a thing about me, just starts attacking. He was like, I bet you've never even met a Latina person, Chris. That's why the tweet's offensive. I bet you don't know one Latina person, and that's what's sad. Get out there and meet some Latinas. I was like, you don't think I know one Latina person? Really? That's interesting, because my daughter's next to me doing Zumba right now. Just juggling empanadas for no reason, okay? This is my life, all right? The baby's first words were Daddy Yankee. So, why don't you just shut up, stupid Ryan, stupid Idaho. If you're watching this in Idaho, please like and subscribe. I totes preach. But it also depends on your circumstances. I always ask people, listen, I can't judge you. What were your circs? What were your circs during the Pandy Wandy? Because it depends. I wasn't afraid from day one only because of how I was living, okay? I mean, they shut the whole world down, March 2020. I was living in like a 500 square foot apartment in Brooklyn, 3 kids, 2 adults. Everybody hated me. And, everyone bouncing off the walls, getting yelled at. I wanted to leave immediately. Like, I was like, I want to get out. Let me breathe it in. I don't care. I wasn't scared. And then the world opened up again. A few months later, I started doing shows. Right, I was one of the first comedians. I got right out there, started doing shows. I didn't care. I was like, take the mask. I don't care. And, people on Twitter start yelling at me. They're like, are you going to do shows? Chris, it's too soon. What if you get COVID? It's possible that you're going to get COVID. I was like, good, I live in hell. I couldn't care less about COVID, okay? 2 weeks on a ventilator, that would be like going to Aruba for me. You understand? It'd be like a sandals resort. You have to see my life right now. I don't want to watch Wreck-It Ralph again. Put the ventilator in my mouth right now. Just shove it down my throat. I'll try not to. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Now it's a fun part of the Pandy Wandy. We've reached the fun, that's what I call it, the Pandy Wandy. I had to make it, listen, everybody had different reasons. You know, I had to call it the Pandy Wandy. I was going to call it the pandemic. My daughter's, you know, terrified. Everybody was calling it the pandemic. The newscasters, her teacher, she's like, that scares me. Pandemic. I'm like, babe, what? The pandemic? I don't know what that is. I know what the Pandy Wandy is. And that ain't shit, babe. The Pandy, she's like, Pandy Wandy sounds fun. I'm like, yeah, because it is fun. Pandy Wandy. She's like, that's fun, Dad. I'm like, exactly, babe. Pandy Wandy. We stay neutral. And she's like, Pandy. Sounds like pandas. I was like, I didn't even think of that, Bubs. It does sound like pandas. She's like, where are pandas from? I was like, China! Because I have friends that have, like, you know, I mean, some of my friends, their IQs are like, I have a friend I think his IQ is below 0. I think he has a negative, I think he'd go negative. He would talk to me about healthcare for the last 2 years, all day, every day. It's like, this is this thing that, you know, we, as a country, everybody started to do this. Like, we just, you know, we'd listen to half a podcast on mushrooms, a couple Twitter threads, and I was, oh yeah, I went to 9 years of medical school. You know, always unwarranted. I never asked this guy anything. I never asked him one question about healthcare. He doesn't even work remotely in the healthcare field. Every time you talk to him, he had a new thing that he needed to tell you. Like, I remember, you know, when like everyone was getting the vaccine, he's like, you need to be careful with the vaccine, okay? Because it is not FDA approved. No matter what the news says, they're lying. It is not FDA approved. It is causing myocarditis, which is inflammation of the heart, okay? It is also causing encephalopathy, which is inflammation of the encephalopathy. And Dr. Fauci and Hillary Clinton are war criminals, and they're running a ring out of a pizzeria in Washington, D.C. I was like, dude, you work for FedEx. So you're an expert in packaging. Where's my tracking number link? You idiot. I don't want to talk to you about healthcare ever again. Because you know what happens then if everyone starts, you know, we all think we know everything, you know, because of this. Then it puts pressure on real doctors. Then actual for real doctors don't really know what to say or do because they just get yelled at by the patients all day because the patient thinks they have more info. Like, is there an actual doctor here? Is somebody like a for real doctor? Are you? Is anybody a doctor? No? I have a smart crowd. Way to go. This is great. Are you a doctor? Oh, the Indian guy. Perfect. Way to go. The one person who's not white and Indian here is a doctor. Are you a doctor? What kind of doctor?
Just internal medicine.
Internal medicine. Okay, so finally a real doctor. How funny is that you're an Indian guy? What's your name? Ranjiv. I like that you went with Ranjiv. I like that, because somebody, you know, somebody would have said Randy, and then I would have said, no, I want the full Indian. Ranjiv. I like Ranjeev.
There you go.
There it is. You kidding me, dude? You know how much Indian porn I watch? I love it. You kidding me? They call me Chrissy Calcutta. That's what I do. Ranjiv, because real doctors, they get yelled at by idiots like us. We're not real, you know? My daughter's pediatrician, I mean, this guy, he's so nervous all the time because he must just get screamed at by people. I brought her to the pediatrician the other day. He was like, so what do you want to do today, Dad? Today's totally your call. Let's have a conversation about your daughter's health. I'm looking at her chart. She does need some updated vaccine. Not that vaccine, Dad. Don't get scared. Not that one, okay? But she does need some vaccines to get into school. So what do you want to do? Do you want to talk about, you want me to leave the syringes and you can inject her? Whatever you want to do, Dad. Let's have a conversation. I was like, why are you even talking to me, okay? I don't know what to do. You're the doctor. I'm the dad, all right? I'm here to hold her down and you light her up with mumps, rubella, polio, anything that used to kill a pirate. I would like in my daughter's immune system. Put on Pirates of the Caribbean. Let's do that. What did they do? Yeah, light her up. Be perfect. But at least we can laugh again. That's nice. I'm happy that at least we've gotten to a point now where we can start laughing again, because for a while there it was getting dicey. I mean, everybody, like, you could not do comedy. Like, I would never in a million years start comedy today. I have no choice. I'm 10 years into it. I just have to come up here every night with a suitcase full of anxiety and depression and just figure it out. Because the bottom line is nobody in my family wants to work. That's the truth. So I just got to keep, anytime you see me adding a show, it's because, she wanted to put like an extension on the living room. I'm like, what are we doing here, She's like, I'm a spin instructor. I'm like, it's great. It's so great. I support you. But you better start pedaling that bike a little faster, and it better start shitting out Bitcoin because we're behind on the mortgage. Dude, show's in Des Moines next week. Des Moines, sweetie. It's the capital of Iowa. I know every capital. But you just had to, I was at a point, where I just had to take work. I didn't want to do it. I had to take work. And I was getting fired. I got fired from a job. I never got fired from anything in my whole life. Like I hosted a show for Netflix. It was called The Ultimate Beastmaster. I mean, what a piece of show this show was. But I had no choice, okay? I had no choice. I needed the money. So I was like, I got to do this. And I co-hosted the show with Tiki Barber. He was an old NFL running back, this guy. Tiki Barber, borderline Hall of Fame player. I was like, that's interesting. Why is Tiki Barber co-hosting a show with me? And then I found out he was going through a divorce, and he has 6 kids. I was like, oh, he also needs the money. That's what's happened. The state of New Jersey is crushing this guy. And when Netflix hired me, they hired me to do jokes. They were like, you're going to be the color commentary guy. They were like, Tiki's going to do the X's and O's. You're going to be the fun guy. Color commentary, be silly. I was like, great. So they hired me to do jokes. I do jokes, then I get fired for doing jokes. Because what they told me was, they were like, look, it's an international competition. You're the host of Team USA. So what we need you to do is make fun of every other country. Just shit on them for everything they've ever stood for. And when that camera is on you, you be pro-America. So say how much the other countries suck and how much you love America. It'll be good. I'm like, okay, this will be fine and have no repercussions. This is exactly what America wants to see right now, is just Chrissy Capital Face yelling, build the wall at the Mexican team. This should be perf McGurf. So I do the show and I get fired for jokes. Like Team India actually had a team. Team India had a team. And one of their competitors, his name was Rishi Patel. Tell me if this is a problem. Reggie, his name was Rishi Patel. I was calling him Rishi's Peanut Butter Cups. You have an issue with that? Not at all, right? Dude, I'm telling you, dude. See? And because other people did. We should have a show. We should do a thing where it's called Ask Rajeeves. Remember Ask Jeeves? Ask Rajeeves. You want to do that? Me and you are going to do that. Ask Rajeev. My agent's here. Mark it down. Ask Rajeev. It's taking me to stardom. Ask Rajeev. Rishi Patel. Problem with it. I was like, okay. But the one I got fired for was when you fell off the obstacle course and you got like eliminated and you fell into the water, they called that water the beast's blood. I had to keep saying that. The beast's blood, the beast's blood. And then one day I showed up to work and I was like, you know what? I'm not calling it the beast's blood today. I'm not going to do it. Okay, I've been here 3 weeks. I'm sick and tired. I was drunk on set. I'd been drinking Bud Light seltzers, doing Flonase. I said, I'm not calling it the beast's blood. And I said, I had a little Netflix producer in my ear. I said, listen, buddy, I'm going to call it something else. I'm not calling it the beast's blood, so I just want to make sure I have your permission. She goes, absolutely. We love you here at Netflix. You're doing great, Chris. You're doing so good. I was like, okay. So Team China was stepping up. And they were unbelievable, Rajiv. I mean, they were so good. No, you don't understand how good they were. They were fantastic. And their best competitor, his name was Bin Feng, he was stepping up onto the obstacle course. So nobody thought he was going to fall. But on the off chance he did fall, I was like, I got a good one in my head. It's almost like Jesus placed a joke in my head as soon as the board said Team China. I was like, thank you. Bang. He just put it right in my head. I was like, boom. So I told Tiki, I said, Tiki, listen to me. If this kid falls, don't say anything. I got a good one. And Tiki was just looking blankly straight ahead, just staring off into space. I was like, dude, are you okay? He was like, I should have never got married. I was like, yeah, dummy. What are you doing? Of course. I mean, I could have told you that. So Bin Feng steps up, and he's flying through the obstacle course. He's just doing good. I'm like, he's not going to fall. Because I had the perfect joke. If he would have fallen, it's not going to fall. So, but with that, he's in the middle of the obstacle course, and it starts to rain out of nowhere. It's almost like Jesus himself started to make it rain, like Salt Bay. Just starts making it rain because he wanted to hear the joke he put in my head. So I'm like, oh my God, this might happen. And Bin Fong knows that it's raining, but he's got to get to the other side of the course. But if he falls, he's out. So he's trying to go fast, but the rain's picking up, and the course is getting wetter and wetter and wetter. And so was I, because I knew that this kid is gonna fall, and then I'm gonna unleash the joke, and that's exactly what happened. He just fell, and I let him splash and hit that water. And I took a moment in my head. I even asked the Netflix producer one more time. I said, "Am I clear to improv a name for the Beast Blood?" He was like, "Absolutely." I was like, okay, there goes Bin Fong into the duck sauce. The producer, he was like, oh no! Cut! I went like that. Thank you. Fired. Immediately, on the spot, fired. And you know what the hypocritical bullshit is? Bin Fong retweeted the clip of me saying, there goes Bin Fong into the duck sauce, okay? Binny absolutely loved it. Yeah, he did, he loved it. I got fired by some fat white woman named Barbara, who definitely sent the email with duck sauce on her fingertips. I know she did, because she's fat. Yeah. You fired. It's usually white people. That's the thing, is, the Cleveland Indians had to change the name of their baseball team a couple of years ago. What do you think, that was Indian people? Native American people don't care. They don't watch baseball. Those white women being like, we have to do something. It is not okay that they're saying India. It is just not okay. And it's like, we just missed the point as whites. Like, this is who cares about the name? Ask any Native American person you know, hey, what do you think of the name, the Cleveland Indians? They'd be like, you know what? Why don't you keep the name? Just give us back our land, okay? Yeah, it's not really about baseball, Susan. It's just you built the stadium on my grandmother's wigwam. Second base used to be a longhouse. Any white guys out there dating Latina women? Are you? Is she Latina? Nice. Come to the meetings Tuesdays and Thursdays. We talk about how to stay alive. I mean, it's crazy. Look at this. I mean, dude, I don't know. I mean, I like that chain, man. How expensive is your chain? No, dude, I bought this at the Staten Island Mall. Yeah. Kids? 2 kids. Nice, dude. You're not going nowhere. Yeah. Listen, it's fun. It's fun dating a Latina woman. It's terrifying, but it's like a thrill ride. You know what I mean? Like an amusement park. Every day of my life, I'm like, buckle up. Because you're just getting yelled at. All the time, just getting yelled at, And I remember one time, we were living in an apartment building. We lived on the 12th floor of this apartment building, and she wanted to see my phone. And I was like, no, I'm not giving my phone. She was like, Chris, let me see your phone. I was like, no, I'm not giving you my phone, okay? That's like an invasion of privacy. This is borderline emotional abuse. I have a right to my own phone. You can't look at it. She was like, give me your phone. I was like, no! And then she kicked our air conditioner out the window on the 12th floor. I was like, ay, Dios mío. I was like, you could have killed somebody. She's like, probably that you texting. I was like, is she down there? Even my daughter, my oldest daughter, I mean, no, she's like her mom. She has the same attitude as her mom, and it's like genuinely terrifying. Because she's, all I want to do is please her. I love my kids so much, they're my whole life. And all I want to do is make her happy. And she's always mad at me. She's just constantly, like we were driving the other day. It was a beautiful day. She was in the back seat. The window was down. She was like, Daddy, hello. I'm cold. So I was like, I'm sorry, honey. I apologize. So I put the window up. She was like, now I'm hot. So I put the window back down. She was like, I just told you that makes me cold. I was like, what do you want me to do? She was like, figure it out. I don't know what to do. Figure it out. She was doing that thing like her mom does, where she just opens and closes her hand. Latina women do that. They're like, I feel like they're catching your words, So when you try to lie 10 years from now, they're like, that's not what you really said, because I caught your words. So you're lying. She's funny, my kid. She asked me the other day, she's like, Daddy, am I white or am I Latina? I said, it depends on the sitch. So, you could play it both ways, baby. Give me the scenario. What are we talking about? College interview? Oh, you're Latina, baby. Diversity, yes. Bring it in, sister. I am diverse. Give me a scholarship. Job interview? White. White. Here's the truth about me. Listen, I don't think I'm gay, okay? I would say, let's say 90% sure. Let's say 85. 85% sure. We'll go low 80s. Not gay. But I grew up in a neighborhood where, like, listen, my mother's a very intelligent woman. She was all about education. So, like, I learned stuff. I was into learning, and, like, that was gay. In the neighborhood I grew up, it's like, you can't learn. What are you going to school learning stuff? It's like, ugh. I was like, yeah. Like, I know every state capital. Well, I was going to tell Antonio Parisi that I know every state capital. He'd be like, I bet you do. And then shove his right in my mouth. He'd be like, Albany. Montpelier, Vermont. A lot of people don't know that one. But the truth is I can't really take a good look inside to see if there's any gay floating around until my father. I got a father that is, most of us have that father, but I'm in my 30s. It's like guys over 70, that's what it is. Being gay was taboo back then. So it's like, either your father is just a homophobe or he secretly came out of the closet to your mom. It's one or the other, So my dad is like a gay, like, he wouldn't be able to accept it. So I've never been able to take a good look inside to see if there's any gay floating. Subconsciously, I don't know. There could be. I have to wait till he, My mother could call me one day and be like, honey, I have terrible news. Dad died. And I might be like, yes, let's talk about this carpet. I mean, what do you want to do? But I don't know. Because everything's gay with him. Everything. I mean, he has rules. Like, he thinks, and listen, I get from his point of view, I mean, once he said it to me, I was like, I guess. He thinks if you're a guy and you introduce yourself with your full mother-given first name, that means you're gay. He thinks only gay men do that. Straight men, shortened version of a name or a nickname, but a gay man would go with the full first. And, it's wild, but, like, I got a friend named Steven, okay? I don't know why he goes by Steven. I've never asked him. I just, never assumed anything either. And the first time I introduced him to my father, I was like, hey, Dad, this is my friend Steven. He was like, whoa. Come on, Chris, I don't even have a shirt on. I was like, what? A shirt on? He goes, Steven. It's like, relax. So I was like, relax? What are you talking about? He goes, what do you mean, what am I talking about? What's his name, stupid? I was like, Steven? He goes, exactly. I was like, exactly what? And then he asked him, he goes, is your name Steven or is it Steve? He was like, I go by Steven. He was like, this guy smokes. Okay. Listen, you smoke and we support you, okay? I mean, from now on, though, we're going to call you Stevie Blowjobs. That's your name from now on. It's just little Stevie Blowjobs. It's this wild thing. It's this wild thing that, he has, a lot of older men have, but I still love him. I love my pops, He's the definition of a guy, my father, who doesn't give a f***. He just doesn't care at all. And, yeah, Tony, some people are like that, Tampa Tony. I don't know why he is the way he is, but he just couldn't care less about anything. And that's good. That's good, I mean, I remember one time I was in a pizzeria with him, and I saw Steven Tyler, from Aerosmith. Saw him. And everybody was like, oh, that's him. And my dad was like, I know who that guy is. And I was like, yeah, everybody does. He goes, yeah, guy. He goes, I got to say something to him. I was like, Dad, please don't say anything to him. Please don't say anything to him. He goes, I got to say something to him, Chris. He's napkin blotting the oil off his pizza. So that's a sin. He should get punched in the face for that. He can't do it. I was like, Dad, don't do it. He goes, I'm doing it. And he walks up to me, he goes, yo, Bon Jovi. Don't napkin block the oil off your pizza, you loser. And he was like, I'm Steven Tyler. He goes, you suck. And just walked away. He goes, who's that piano man? I was like, the thing about COVID, what's been good about COVID for me personally, is that, a lot of people don't want to do things. A lot of people don't want to go out. They don't want to do things. So I got to be like on some lists, for like, different events and stuff. Because do comedy in New York, you get on these lists. But I was always very, very low on the list. But then I started moving up on the list because people don't want to go out. People are... So I just started moving up. And so I got called to go sit courtside at Madison Square Garden for a New York Knicks game, right? It was awesome. I was like, whoa, I'm doing it. So I brought my father. Of course I brought my father. And they told me, they were like, but here's the thing, is, whoever you bring and you yourself, you can't talk to anybody and you got to dress really nice. Those are just the rules because, MSG courtside, there's A-list celebrities there. So, that's the rules. I was like, perfect, no problem. So I call my dad. I'm like, Dad, great news. Tomorrow night, me and you going to the game, courtside, but you can't talk to anybody and you got to dress really nice. He goes, that's great, Chris, thanks. First of all, I'll do whatever the I want to do, okay? He goes, so don't worry about it. I'll be there in a suit with my New Balance sneakers on because I got the diabetes, so I can't wear my shoes. So I was like, okay. So we get there to the game, and it is pretty cool. Like, it's awesome. I'm like, wow, and my dad's walking around, he talks to a ball boy. He goes, yo, get my son a basketball. Get him a signed basketball from one of the players, okay? And cotton candies, 2 cotton candies from my kid. I'm like, you're making me feel like a Make-A-Wish. Like, I brought you here, Dad. Just stop. Sit down. And he keeps stomping the court. He kept doing it. Stomp the court. He's like, my feet are on the hardwood. MSG, Chris. I was like, yeah, it's awesome. I'm like looking around, taking the sights. Then I turned down. He goes, yo, take a picture of my foot. He had taken his shoe and sock off, and he had his bare, disgusting, decrepit foot on the court at MSG. He goes, I'm feeling my foot on the floor. I was like, you have no feeling in your diabetic foot. So stop it. His toes look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Crash it. I was like, put your shoe and sock on. He was like, all right. The kid's gonna have a heart attack. And the game's going on. He's like, he was putting his foot out to like trip a player. He'd be like, how great would that be? He was like, put it on Tactic. I was like... So then, I hear my father start running his mouth and talking, because I was sitting here, my father was in the middle, and then next to my father was this really famous guy. I didn't even look at who it was until the end, but it was this really famous guy. And my dad's just running his mouth, because my father is the epitome of a human being. He just doesn't give a shit at all. So my dad is talking to this man at the Knicks game, this really famous man, and he's telling him all about me, which is, embarrassing. I'm like, you don't have to say anything, Dad. Like, I don't care. And he goes, my son's a great comedian. He goes, you got to get on his website, christycomedy.com, but he's probably sold out of clicks. You probably can't even sold all the clicks. I'm like, it's not how the internet works, but whatever. He goes, yeah, it goes clicks. I'm like, and he goes, and this was true. He goes, he's got a gig next week at Bananas Comedy Club. And that's real. Bananas Comedy Club. It's a comedy club. It's inside a Holiday Inn Express off the side of the highway in Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey. They hang live bananas, real bananas, over your head that they got at a bodega 2 hours before in a hotel conference room. I swear to God, I was really doing a show there. And he's telling me, he goes, my kid's probably sold out, though. He's probably sold out, so if you put $50 underneath my foot right now, maybe 2 tickets will pop up, maybe they won't. And he's just running his mouth, and I'm like so embarrassed. I'm like, I don't even want to look at who this is. Like, just, I want this to end. I want this to end. And then with that, the MSG staff came over to put the man my father was talking to up on the Jumbotron. It was Phil Collins, okay? Phil Collins, a man who sold out the entire world, was being told to come see me at Bananas Comedy Club inside a Holiday Inn Express off the side of the highway in New Jersey. I go, yeah, I was like, Dad, that's Phil Collins. He was like, yeah, he's gay. I was like, no, he's not. And then I watched my father go to Phil Collins. He goes, Phil, let me ask you a question. When you're at home with your family, do you go by Phil or Philip? And he was like, I usually go by Philip. He was like, this guy smokes 100% this guy smokes. Guys, thank you so much. Because, let me tell you something. I appreciate you guys coming. Because guess what? Everybody said no to me. Netflix, HBO, Showtime, they all said no. So I said, it. I'm doing it on YouTube. So thank you. I appreciate all the love and support and everything you guys have given me. Thank you. Get up, Max, you white piece of shit. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What is it, sweatshirt night? I feel so dumb that I'm wearing a hooded sweatshirt, too. But my mom just got it for me. And, yeah, we'll see what happens, folks. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I call this show I Have Nothing because I love Whitney Houston. And that's why if you ever see pictures of me in blackface, that's what I was doing, is paying homage to my girl, Whitney Houston. And this is already starting off bad. So, but I call the show I Have Nothing because I'm working on new material. I put it out every Sunday on my YouTube. And usually I have something. Usually I'm like, you got something, whatever. But this time I really don't have anything. So you guys are in for a fun one because it's truly, I'm going to be honest with you. I was sitting there today writing for 6 hours. I think I was doing 6 hours today. I was like, let me just write. And literally, this is what I've come up with. These are the questions. I said, could the founding fathers possibly have been trans? Just because they're wearing wigs, they're in high heels, tights. You don't know. You have no idea. Nobody shaved their pubes back then. You don't know what they were hiding underneath there, right? It's an honest question. Pull out a $1 bill tonight after this. Just pull out a $1 bill and say, look at George, look at him. He kind of looks, he looks a little transy-wansy. And that's fine. We support him. We love him. In God we trust. But it's just interesting. He kind of does just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. It's just things I think about. I'm very, patriotic. You know that, 13 colonies. I feel safe, by the way. I think that's what I want my life and career to be. I only want to go do shows and be in the 13 original colonies. I don't really care. I don't want to go to, I was in Texas. It's like, this wasn't part of the plan. This was Mexico. I don't need to be here at all. Shout out Mexico. I have no problem with Mexico, even though you will get killed in a 5-star resort. But that's just the new rules. You'll either be shot or you'll die of fentanyl. But viva. But you'll. Thank you, one Asian lady laughing at that. I appreciate that. Thank you. There's always one. But I do kind of feel, like the original 13. That's just where I feel good. The weather's good. Nobody wanted this. The United States, that's why you have problems. It's too big. It's like, who cares what Oregon thinks about anything? You're not included. Just dye your hair blue, light a mailbox on fire. I don't care what you have to say, Portland. I would gladly give your entire city to ISIS if they asked for it. I would serve it up. You're not necessary at all. The original 13, that's where I want to be. That's where I just feel free. So that's what it is. I'm canceling all other shows. So just know if you see me in the original 13 colonies, I'm coming. If I'm doing something else, like I got shows in Utah in November, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Those people, they could come to Pennsylvania. That's where they'll go. I'll travel to an original third. But we'll see, dude. I know your Jets, I know I'm going to get you out of here. I know you want to watch. I know you want to watch them play.
Watch with us. Come on.
I want to watch with you? No, sir. That's actually the last thing that I do. Not with my new sweatshirt. I don't need to get puke on my new sweatshirt when Rodgers throws an interception. What do you think of them firing the coach, Robert Saleh? You think you think they should have did it last year? Okay. We have an Islamophobe in the front row. Robert Saleh, Muslim man, only Muslim coach, and then you're like, yeah, I wanted that motherfucker. He shouldn't have even been allowed in his country since 9/11. I'm just kidding. By the way, just if anyone's never seen a comedy show before, I just know I feel like I'm getting TED Talk energy. I'm kidding around, folks. Okay, I'm doing the Robert Saleh bit. I'm just kidding. But again, the only one laughing is the Asian because they are heartless. They don't give a shit. Okay. Korean, Chinese, Hong Kong. Okay, which one is that? So, yeah. All right. I respect you. I respect it. Hong Kong. Okay. Well, it's China again. It's China again. But it was at one point a British subject, just like the original 13 colonies. It was a British subject. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am still loyal to the British crown at time because that's how I am. I'm a loyal dude. So are you loyal to the British or are you loyal to the Chinese? You're loyal to the British. That's it. There it is. That's it. She's good. Smart answer. Loyal to the British. Yeah. Yeah, the Chinese, I've kind of had enough with any Chinese people here? No? Okay. I mean, it is kind of, they are kind of taking over, the Chinese. There is a lot, they buy a lot of property, but they get the money, they get the cash, you know. Chinese, here's what else, I got 3 kids. So I will say, I do like Chinese. What I do like about the Chinese is, you know, so I have, hear me out, just let me finish. So she hates them more than I do, trust me. Being from Hong Kong, she hates them. And by the way, and you can attest to this, you know, I know white people, we get the rap as we're the worst people, we're the most racist. Nobody's more racist than Asian people. Oh, right? You guys hate each other with a passion. All the different countries, you hate the Koreans, you hate the Chinese, you hate the Vietnamese. You all hate each other. Okay, and I lost her. Okay, that's it. Sorry. But that's true, right? You guys don't like each other, right? No, you don't. No, you don't. I could tell that was a lie. You hear the pitch in your voice. You don't love them. You don't love them. I know you don't, and that's okay. I'm just saying, it's white people, we're bad, but we're not the worst. But I'm not saying Asians are the worst either. I'm saying we're all, let me just do the joke. So, let me just backpedal. But Chinese, I do, because, you know, I got kids, I got Puerto Rican kids. You know, if you guys know me, you know my Latino family, which, by the way, coming from Texas, no Puerto Ricans at all. It's everyone's Mexican. They didn't even, they didn't know. Nobody knew. I was like, I don't know. They were like, what, Puerto Rican, what is that? I was like, they're like the Northeast Mexicans. I don't know. They're like the Atlantic Mexicans. I don't know. They're good Puerto Rican, you know? And those are my kids, my family. So I have, you know, when we have to do a lot of play dates with other kids and their families, and it's very annoying, you know? Like, first of all, like dealing with like other like white people, like very like woke white parents. All their kids have allergies, you know? They'd be like, I respect your child as a child of color. I'm like, okay, she's got blonde hair. What are you talking about? I know she's Puerto Rican, I mean, and she has a tattoo on her tip, but that's fine, you know? That's just, she was born like that. You know, like these apologetic, whipping myself white people, and it's just the same annoying conversations I have to have with them, like, you know, the kids, oh, my child's allergic to lotion, you know? His name's not William, it's Billiam. We want to do something a little different. It's Billiam. And I'm like, I hate your kid sucks. And, you know, I really hate your kid. And, you know, the father, always the same thing. Like, you know, first of all, he's wearing, like, you know, like jeans and flip-flops, which is disgusting. You know, just he's talking about his work. So, yeah, I work from home. It's a hybrid work schedule. I got an office in the attic. I read this great. It's a pandemic. Do you invest in Bitcoin? What's your crypto? Crypto's really the next big thing. I'm like, yeah, I know, guy. I know. Billiam, I know. Hi, yes. There's Billiam hyperventilating because he's ran into a tree, you know, like he's allergic to air. So there he is. You know, and then the mother, it's the same shit with the mother. Are you going to put this in your skit? Chris, seriously, today's play date. Are you going to put it in your skit? Is this going to go in your show? I'm like, I hope you get hit by a bus, lady. That's the show, folks. I'd like to see your head rolling down my driveway, going gluten-free. But this is what I'm bringing this up to say. The Chinese. This is who. The Chinese. This is what, because the Chinese, they're the best. There's one Chinese kid in my daughter's class, okay? His name's David, all right? I don't know what his government Chinese name is, but he's here, undercover, as David. And I respect the kid's chi. I respect his energy. He's fighting, working for his country. I respect that. I really do. But just, I want him to know we got spies over there too. Just so any of these white guys that go over there with a foot fetish, they're working for the FBI. Okay, they're in there hitting, yes, they're getting info. So just know, goes both ways. I'm not going to tell David that yet, he's too young, but I just, anyway. I like David. I like having play dates with David. First of all, no allergies. That dodoesn't happen. Chinese, nobody has peanut allergies. It's not a thing at all. But they don't care at all. They're like, let's live, let's have fun. When we do play dates with David, guess who I've never met once? 5 play dates. Guess who I've never met? David's parents, okay? Because guess where David's parents are on a Wednesday at 3:30? Work. That's where they are. They're in the factory building making a bigger, better China. There's no work from home. You work at work and then you die and they replace you and they keep it moving because that's what they're doing, all right? I've only ever met David's grandmother, all right? That's who takes care of the kids. You know, that's who it is. And guess what? David's grandmother, 167 years old. She's 167 yesterday. 167 yesterday, and she's amazing. She's mental fit. Dude, every time we hang out, she's doing Tai Chi, Sudoku. It's like a brain-body workout, okay? The other day, she comes over, she gave my daughter a live shrimp in a bag. I said, is this a pet or food? I have no idea, but thank you. We honor you and we feel honored by you. Because let's face it, folks, okay? Let's face it. I'm going to get to you next. Let's face it, folks. I just noticed this and I have a comment. Just know, let's face it. The planet is dying. We're going to need to find sustainable life on a new planet. The Asians, you guys know this already. You're keeping the information. I get it. China, they know. They're out there in outer space. They know the planet is dying. We need to find sustainable life on a new planet. It's just what it is. And I think the spaceship that takes us from this planet to the new sustainable life planet is going to have a Chinese flag right on the side of it. I think they're going to get there first. They're putting in the work, and I'm just hoping my daughter and her Chinese husband, David, get a +1 and bring pops, okay? That's what it is, baby. Today I'm white, tomorrow I am Chinese. That's what I'll do. Survive. It's surviving. That's all it is. You know? You know what I'm saying, right, guys? Well, you guys are sitting too close together. You could spread it out. How does this work? Are these your sons?
My sons. Yeah.
Your sons, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
And look at that. They still hang out together. Nice. And then who's the oldest? I can't even tell. You're the oldest, dude. Yeah. Nice. And then middle one and little one. You're sitting in age order. Nice, dude. What a great mom, dude. Great to hang with your mom, you know, great to be close. Family, it's about family, dude. It's about family. Who's the biggest disappointment, would you say so far? Let me guess, the middle one. Only because you're disappointed in him, but I can tell this kid likes to have fun, and I'm almost positive I bought cocaine off him last week. Did I? Are you the guy? No. You're a good kid, man. You look like you like a good tickle as well. Am I wrong? He's the one. I knew it. You got a beautiful mom. It's a hard thing to deal with, right? You have a gorgeous mom. That sucks. I had to deal with that. I know you guys go through. I had to deal with that, man. My mom, when she was young, beautiful, she's a very beautiful lady, got the sons, and it sucks being a boy. You know, my mom, you ready for this? My mom, when I was 16, okay, peak testosterone, you know, bullshit boys, my mom started dating my best friend's father. So my mom dating my best friend, so I had a core group of 4 or 5 guys, right? And then one of the guys' father is dating my mom. And, you know, you just have to deal with that. My mom's not thinking. So now, you know, we're in the garage, hanging out, smoking weed, whatever. Conversations at a lull without, you know, any hesitation. One of the guys would be like, you know, it's about 9 o'clock on a Friday. What do you think Chris's mom is doing right now? And then somebody else would be like, I don't know, banging Brian's dad? And then I would just full charge, fist fights, just deal with it. And I would tell my mom, Mom, I'm getting abused in the garage because you're dating Brian's dad. She was like, I love him. I was like, I hate him. I'm smoking weed in your garage because of you. But then he dumped her. This is poetic justice. Then he dumped her, and when he dumped her, I was sitting outside. he dumped her, and then he fell down the entire flight of stairs as he dumped her. I was like, I didn't know he dumped her yet, but I was like, what a dick. And what a dumb asshole. And now, and his son has got one leg shorter than the other. So, he, just wears one of those platform shoes. So I kicked it out under him one day. And that's it, just one thing. And then just let him walk around like he had polio for a day. But now we're okay. Now it's 25 years later, and I don't care. But it does suck, Beautiful. But you'll deal with it. Are you still with their dad? Oh, no, divorced? Oh, God. Well, guys, I'm coming over. So I'm your new stepdad. I'm sorry. We're going to have a lot of fun, me and you, dude. Sorry. Happy Columbus Day. Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you want to say, I don't care. I don't care. Who cares? I don't think he cares. Nobody really cares. But people make a big deal out of nothing because we have no real problems in this country. I don't think that they're making up these issues in, Yemen right now because they're throwing battery acid on the kids. But we're like, is that really okay? Pull down his statue. And then, kids are walking around with no limbs. Okay. In other countries. Sorry about that. This is, I told you, a work in progress. I have nothing. And here's what I'll say. I don't know what happened. I don't know, the divorce, whatever. Are you guys close with your father? Yes and no. Oh, he's kind of okay, that's no good. That's no good. Man, your mom is wounded. Ma'am, I'd like to invite you to a show. And no, I'm kidding. My parents got divorced too. It happens, folks. My parents got divorced, and but I like, my dad's, funny guy, fun guy. And he always loved my mom. My dad always, he was always like a great example, my father, because he was always like, look, first of all, he never took any alimony from my mom ever. My mom made twice as much money. Tampa Tony would not take $1 because that's not what men do. He was like, what do you think, I'm going to take $1 from your mother? No, the relationship didn't work, so now I pay the price. I live in a van across the street. That's what it is, okay? And I'm not going to take $1. Thank you, Mom. I love that. Guys, there may be nothing I can do here, okay? I mean, your mom and I are falling in love. And your mom and I, should we just tell them, get ready to meet your new brother. He's in there. He's in there. Yes. See what a fun that's great. I know, it's hard though. It's hard just being, because you guys are still, it's hard. She's beautiful. Damn, that sucks. I feel your pain. Because only the older one really gets what I'm talking about. You two are too young, but the older one's like, yeah. I saw when I was doing that bit, he's like, no, bro. You know how many times I have to hear in school, oh, your mom's hot? Yeah, it's like, if you're a mom, don't be hot if you have a son. Don't be hot. Just make yourself ugly, because then we got to deal with shit. That you learn how to fight, right? You have kids? No kids, but if you do have them, they're going to be Jets fans. They have to be Jets fans. 100%. Yeah, you've grown into the Jets. They'll be all right, though. Jets and Mets. Well, Mets they're winning 6-3. 6-3? Yeah. See? That's typical Mets fan. The Mets were winning 6-0. They're still winning 6-3, and he's like, now they're going to lose. I don't know. Dude, the Mets I love the Mets. I love all my friends are Mets fans. You have to see, remember when Donald Trump got shot? And it was like, obviously. And they had that iconic picture of him with his fist up with the American flag behind it. Within 10 minutes of that picture coming out, one of my friends posted that picture. Under it, he wrote, "Let's go Mets." And then tagged the Mets as if to say, these guys better repost this brilliance of Donald Trump with the blood and the flag. If that doesn't say, let's go Mets, I don't know what does. And then they didn't repost it, and 5 hours later, typical Mets fan, he was like, this team. They don't respect me, I don't respect them. I'm like, no team is going to repost that picture. You dummy. They don't know. But you hope you don't have, see, she's lucky, you got just the boys, right? Do you have a daughter? No, I would know. And we've been talking. I'm kidding. Just boys is good. Just what? Oh, you always wanted a daughter? Well, I only have daughters. Seems like my sperm's pretty gay. It only wants to make women, so perfect match. Yeah, dude, daughters, especially like, Latina girls. Oh my God, the little, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. But she's like, my 9-year-old is very like, she's like that already, like that. And no one in my family is not even stereotypically like that, but she's just like that. And, like I can't even explain it, but it's not a stereotype, but this is just exactly like how she is. And she'll just go like that to me. And I'm like, what? Even today, like just pressure. She's like, are you going to celebrate Columbus Day? I don't know. No? Yes? Just like, think about it. I'm like, aren't you 9? Because it's hard. It's hard with the girls, but boys too. Boys also difficult. Especially today's, Mom, you had to, right? How old is the youngest one? How old are you? 21, okay. So it's hard, because she knows, ask, your dad, if you ever see him again, ask your dad about this. It's very difficult right now. It's very difficult, right? The mom's laughing, you guys can laugh. And this isn't what happens in comedy shows. I'm obviously kidding around. Someone's like, you shouldn't say that. That's toxic masculinity. Okay. Thank you. See? Thank you. She hates him, obviously. I just hope he's not like a cop or anything, right? Because that would suck. Hey, I saw you YouTube video talking to my ex-wife. I don't need that. You have points on your license, you go to jail for that. I'd be like, good, I'll be safer there. She hated that. I'm sorry, ma'am. I got one frown. Are you a teacher?
No, I was still laughing.
Oh, you were laughing? Okay, sorry. Yeah. I thought, because you were looking at me like a teacher, like that is not okay. That was children. That's not okay. Sorry. I truly have nothing. Some of this is all right. Yeah. Whatever. We'll see. You all right? You worried about stuff, ma'am? You're good, right? You don't give a... You're the kind of lady, I could tell, you can't see her face, but she's a beautiful woman as well. She's got that kind of face where she wakes up every day and she goes, I don't give a right? Isn't that her? That's her energy. She goes, I don't give a and then she has a cigarette for breakfast. Right? Is that what it is? 100%. That's her breakfast. Yeah, a Newport and an egg. What do you want? I don't know. She's the type, Chris, I don't know, stop being a How about that? You're like my Aunt Eileen. My Aunt Eileen, like that vibe. She's like, I don't know. Figure it out, honey. You're a guy. I'm sorry. All right. You nervous about the Mets? All right. All right, hold on. You know what? I'm sorry. Let me just check the score because I could see he's going to have his nose is bleeding. His nose is bleeding, okay? What? There's no service down here? Well, I don't get service. And I thought that I was. Can somebody, what's the Mets score out there? What is it? Oh, thanks for paying attention to my show. What inning? Top of the ninth, 6-3. So you're fine. Here it is. Oh my God, if they lose 7-6, could you imagine? Oh, I know, you guys get so nervous. Are you guys going to the game on Wednesday? You're out there. I'm telling you guys, be careful if you go to the game on Wednesday because I can see the stress. You two, you're going to drop dead. You really are. Gotta be careful, dude. It's Mets. Dude, I got a friend who's a crazy Mets. Dude, one of my boys is a nuts Mets fan. He started taking Viagra when we were 16 years old. Could you imagine? How nuts is that? I'll never forget. He comes into school one day. He goes, yo, I'm hard as a rock right now. I was like, we go to an all-boy Catholic high school. We also just got dicks. We're 16. Why are you having erectile dysfunction? Like, we have brand new dicks. What is your issue? And so he just takes, and he would just walk around proud. He's like, put your book bags on it. bang. We were like, through your Dockers, man? Come on, dude. You could see everything through the Dockers. He was always adjusting it behind his belt. And he still does it to this day. This kid just takes Viagra. He came to one of my shows in Vegas recently. I didn't invite him, by the way. He just showed up. This kid just showed up. And he goes, yo, I'm down at the bar. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Get him into the show. You know, we're going, you know, right before we're leaving, he's at the bar, and he has 2 tequila shots. He goes, take a shot. I was like, all right. And then he puts out 2 pills. He goes, take one with me. I was like, what is that? He was like, a Viagra. I was like, I'm not taking a Viagra. He was like, all right, I'll take 2. And this kid, he was like, knew I wasn't going to take it. This kid pounds 2 Viagras. I'm like, have you ever done that before? He goes, not really. He was like, but we're in Vegas, so you never know. I got to be hard for a while. I was like, you get no girls. And he was like, Vegas is different. It's going to happen. I was like, I can almost guarantee you it's not going to happen. But, okay. And so we're walking around. He goes, bro, I'm lightheaded. I was like, yeah, because all the blood is going to your dick. He was like, are your feet cold? I was like, again, no, because all the blood is leaving every other extremity and part of your body, and it's going directly to your dick and balls because you took 2 Viagras for no reason. And so we're hanging out all night. You know, he's like swaying. You know, his dick is insane. I'm like, what are you doing? Obviously, no girls want to go near it. He's talking about like politics and like the Mets relief pitchers. I'm like, do you think that this is what these girls want to talk about in Vegas? They want to talk about the Mets with you sweating from your bald head? Either he's one of those guys who got hair on the sides. I'm like, either be bald or don't. One or the other, dude. Stop. And so it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, all right, I'm going back to my room. I was like, I'll see you in the morning for breakfast. I'll buy you breakfast. He was like, all right, well, obviously I'll go with you. I was like, bro, I don't need security. Relax. I'm a grown-up. Well, you know, I'll see you in the morning. He goes, no, but where am I going to sleep? I was like, in your room? He was like, I didn't get a room. I was like, we're grown men. You're not staying in my room. What are we going to have? 2 sleep apnea machines, 2 night guards? I get comfy. I wear footsie pajamas, a little top hat. I don't need you seeing this shit. I go old school. I sleep like I'm living in colonial America, and like Benjamin Franklin. So, no. And he goes, well, dude, I have nowhere to go. I was like, bro, also, I only have 1 bed. He was like, so we'll sleep head to toe. I was like, that doesn't change the angle of your boner. That's, I don't care about your face, dude. Your boner is pointing directly at my belly button. And the last thing I need is you to have a wet dream that you're banging Mr. Met, and then I get fucking splashed on. So, you could sleep in the hallway, dude. No way. And then he did. And he just slept in the hallway with a full boner all night. I swear to God, I came out in the morning. He was just sitting there. He was like, bro, I couldn't sleep, man. My heart was racing. I was like, yeah, dude, you took too many Viagras. That's all it is. That needs an ending. It's okay. Almost done. I know you guys want to go. I know you guys want. No. I do for the Mets and Jets fans. Well, we have a date. And I'm kidding. What do you do today, sir? Anything good? You look like one of these guys. How old are you? 52, but you kind of dress young. I like that about you. You kind of, you try to. Oh, and you have an accent too, do you? Yes. From Australia? But it's really from Australia? You're just trying to, like, you know, because you're talking in public, you make up an accent. Okay. Because sometimes do that. Sometimes people do that. They're like, you know, they're from New Jersey. They're like, if I ever get out in public, I'm going to speak like this. But I like you, dude. You're cool. You're fit. Australia's awesome, right? It's just too far away. Like, what did you ever think about that? Like, why are we... Isn't it tomorrow right now? Why are you guys not better at things if you're in the future? Right? Like, I'm always looking at Australian athletes and politicians. I'm like, these guys, it's literally tomorrow. And they still can't figure it out. They're getting eaten by sharks. You know, I don't know. Australia's one of those places. I mean, I've never been. But I do. Dude, if I ever brought my friend Pat, the amount of Viagras he'd take on a flight to Australia, he'd down the plane. It would, yeah. So, but dude, like, you know, because we shouldn't be so connected. Australia's far enough away. A lot of places are far enough away where it's like the human brain is not adapted to be connected to everything at all times. And it messes with you. Like, I don't know if you remember, right before the pandemic, the entire continent of Australia was just on fire. It was like on fire, was making like national news here. It was like on every news channel, like, it's on fire. You know, the fire's gonna rage everywhere. It can get into the jet stream. And oh my God, I remember being nervous. I remember coming outside my apartment in Brooklyn, New York, being like, I can smell the ember. Oh my God. And then I remember they were like, the entire koala bear population can go extinct. And then I remember being like, oh, I don't even want to live if that's just, because they made it so somber and the news, oh my God, the Instagram feeds, the GoFundMes, oh, the koalas. And then I remember just thinking one day like, yo, I've never even seen a koala bear unless I'm on mushrooms at the zoo. And then I've talked to them. I've been like, hey, little buddy, I've had chlamydia too. Does digging your nails into a tree help? This set has its ups and downs, or as you would say, ups and downs. But that's okay, dude. Oh, do you live here now? Oh, you're here on holiday. I like when you guys say that instead of vacation. Holiday. It's good. Today's a holiday. Christopher Columbus. Do you celebrate? Do you even know who he is? Chris, he's not a big deal at all, right? In Australia? Is he? Christopher Columbus, yes, they say he discovered America, but there were people here for 10,000 years before him. But yes, he did discover it, even though it technically wasn't America at all. It was the West Indies, and he really wasn't even from Italy. He was born there and then flew for another country. But Italian Americans do celebrate him, and he did not actually discover America, but we tell the kids he did. And that's the truth. And the bottom line is I do say Happy Columbus Day because I come from an Italian-American family, so if I say Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, I might as well just gargle a jar of cum to them. So it's really just pressure. I understand the beef. I get that, he was a savage guy. I get it. It wasn't even real. I agree with the facts, but I have to stand up there and try to put the statues back up just because of the family that I live with. They're not going to allow it. I'm already gay enough for them because I don't know how to use a drill. So I can now also be like, and let me give you a piece of my mind about Christopher Columbus. You can't do it. Some people just can't. Silence is violence. Yeah, well, if I speak up, it's violence too in my house. So what the do you want me to do? All right, guys, have a good night. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The Mets won. I got a text. Brendan Sagal, everyone. He's single, folks. He lives by himself in Sunnyside.
Chris Distefano, everybody, let him hear it. Did you have a fun time tonight?
YouTube.com/ChristyComedy every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, coming with this week's material. Also, guys, comment, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, and then here's a special guest, Jeffrey Gurian, everyone. Hey, Jeffrey Gurian.
Chris Distefano?
That's it, baby.
Wait.
Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely. This is the guy, listen, hide your moms. He'll have sex with them.
I never miss a thing that he does.
Yes.
That is amazing. Absolutely. Congrats on the Hulu thing.
Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And then Jeffrey's also a great dentist. He told me to get my tooth crowned, and he told me to get a night guard for the upper teeth, and the dentist gave me
lower teeth.
For the lower teeth. I'm sorry, for the lower teeth, and the dentist gave me one of the upper teeth, and I said, listen to me, you better make one for my lower teeth too, not the upper teeth. And I used it on my lower teeth, and I gotta be honest with you, it's great.
It is, right?
It's great. It's not only has it fixed my tooth pain and TMJ, but I'm fully out of the closet now.
You're such a pretty girl. He really is. He's such a pretty girl.
Who's this guy?
This is my assistant, Jake.
Oh, what's up, dude? Yeah, I've seen you before. How you doing, man? Good. Good. Last time I saw you, you were on a sloped roof in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Sorry.
I actually want to shoot something with you.
Okay.
On my thing.
All right, yeah, let's do it. Walking around, do a set, and then you find yourself on Comedy Matters TV. Is that the YouTube?
If you're not careful.
You're not careful. Here it is.
Hold on, wait,
This is it.
I gotta find the other piece.
Yeah.
Wait, I got it. The thing is, it's the last thing. Okay.
There it is.
I gotta put it on my phone.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love Jeff. Just pulls off the hair. Jeff and every aunt in America have the same haircut. Okay. All right.
I love it. Okay. Are we on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank
Let's
you.
just
Good?
embrace for no reason.
Okay.
at this.
Yeah. We're on.
Yes. All right.
So
here we go.
hey, it's Jeffrey Gurian for Comedy Matters TV, and I'm here with New York City's next mayor.
Yes.
Chris Distefano.
That is me.
Okay.
I'm the next mayor. They're calling me the good de Blasio.
The good de Blasio. And when did you decide you're running for mayor?
I decided I was going to run for mayor when Eric Adams was unlawfully, he's being prosecuted by whatever agency. I said, someone needs to come in and save the city, and that's me. I have Puerto Rican children. I'm a white man from Queens. My father left me when I was a kid, and I played basketball, so I'm black. And
and it's Columbus there.
And I own a piece of property like I'm Chinese. So I have encompassed all New Yorkers, so I think I am the best vote for mayor, and I'm gay.
Right, he should definitely be mayor. He covers all the bases.
Yes.
Did you hear that they said Columbus is actually Jewish? It came out today.
Columbus is Jewish?
Yeah, as if anti-Semitism wasn't bad enough,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Now they're going to blame it on us.
Now they're going to blame it on you.
No, it came out really today in the Post. It said that scientists in Italy came up with they checked the DNA and they found out that Columbus is Jewish.
Really?
Yeah, I was at the Columbus Day parade today.
Oh my God.
And everybody was talking about it. Isn't that
He must have
crazy?
been so nervous being around all that smallpox. Oh, I can't. What if I get some on
Oi,
the...
oi,
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 the
I
smallpox.
can't. I
Oi.
can't deal with it.
Oi,
So-
I'd like a chicken soup and a schmear of cream cheese.
When's the Hulu special?
So the Hulu special is coming out in February. So what it is it's one comic every month for 12 months. Hulu selected one comic, and they gave me February, Black History Month. It makes sense. So I'm coming out in February on Hulu. I want to say it's February 21st, but don't hold me to that. Do you know, Nick, what the actual date is?
25th.
February 25th. It's February 20. It's February 30th.
Where are you going to be taping it?
We taped it already at Tarrytown.
Oh, really?
I think you were there.
No, I wasn't.
Jeff doesn't give a shit about me.
I can't believe you
We did this
something
interview in the
without
green.
me.
No.
You did something without me. That's
Yeah, no.
terrible.
We did it at Tarrytown Music Hall. We filmed it in March. Comes
Wait a
out-
minute, I think I was there.
Yes, you
I
were.
was there.
This is making
I
me feel
remember
awful,
going to
Jeff.
Tarrytown,
Columbus
of
is
course.
Jewish.
I can't believe that. Yes, you're right. I
Yes.
was there.
Yes.
Jake, you remember that? I told you I was there. Oh, that's crazy.
Yes.
It's coming out February 30th.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
2 days after never.
Yes, 2 days after never. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, this
Look
is
at that. Here it is. Here, come on, folks. You want to come on?
That is just so awesome.
Thank you. You want to come on, say hello quick? Here it is, folks. You guys have been asking me where TT Jerry is.
This is New York's next mayor.
And there he
I
is,
wish
folks. He's
you
back.
would.
Mayor, thank you so
Yes.
Oh my
much.
goodness.
It's so nice of
Nice
you to come on
surprise
with
for you to
us.
come on. Is this someone from your
It's
past,
amazing.
Jeff?
Someone from my future.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be wonderful.
Hi. Thank you. Did you like it?
I
The new
will leave
material?
my
I'm just
note
around with the
on
material. You did? All right, thank you. I
That would
appreciate
be
it.
so nice.
Thank you. Oh my
Thank you
Jesus
so much.
Christ.
I have to get a selfie.
Yeah, there he goes.
Okay,
This is what it
great.
is.
Chrissy, you're the best.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're absolutely.
Thank you, Jeff. I
Always-
appreciate it. Terry,
always
it's
the
good to
best.
see you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Terry.
my love.
Bye.
Will you take me a selfie?
Oh yeah, of course.
With
Yes.
the
Oh, you want the picture with Jeff? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
of
of
course.
course. Yeah, get me. Yes. This is what it is. Jerry's got fans
Thank
everywhere.
you, my love. Next mayor.
Yes. Next mayor.
I
He
wish.
could stay out of prison, right?
He even smells good.
He does smell good.
He did great.
Yeah, you liked it? Thank you.
Really good.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, how are you? Oh, yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am?
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you.
His wife will kill you. I said your wife is static and your wife's gonna murder her because
Right.
she wants you.
Oh,
Is she Puerto Rican though?
she is.
I'm Colombian.
There you go. So, yeah, comes it all with. There it is. Oh, all right, bro. All right, good for you. Did you have fun? Thank you, ladies. I'm sorry. You'll probably be dead in a week.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's
Thank you so much. All right, time to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to right now.
Oh, yeah?
Heading up to the Bronx.
Oh, you. Oh, get up there, bro.
You going on Wednesday? I think I'm
I'm
going
going to the Mets, yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm going to be over there.
Yeah, and I'll hit you up about because I was out of town, so I'll hit you up.
I already know how it is.
Yeah. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Later, dude.
Thanks, Chrissy. That was so great, man.
All right. Thank you, bro.
Always so good to see you, man.
You too, brother.
Are you doing a podcast?
Not sound. I'm just doing my own. Chrissy Chaos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So have me on one day.
I will. 100%.
When you have time.
All right, brother.
Cool.
All right.
Good to
Later.
see you, man.
All right, later.
Good night.
Oh, my God. All right, we're good. I think, right? Yeah.